Today we are going to learn how to enter vendor application data. So you can see here that I'm on account.farmtofax.org logged into my market account. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Collect Data and select Vendor Application. Then I'm going to make sure that I'm on the profile that I want to be to enter data. Right now, I want to be adding data to my 2019 season, so this is correct. The vendor application is the only one that we have a form for besides the visitor surveys. So what you can do here is just select vendor application form, and you can enter this data via a form, either from the paper worksheets that you were handed from your vendors, or you can actually copy this link and email it to your vendors and have them fill it out themselves if you would prefer to do that. You can also do a combination of these, and even a combination with this third method that I'm going to show you. So most of the other instruments just do this data entry template. So the first thing we're going to do is select here for it to download. Now sometimes the vendor application will take a little bit longer to download this template because there's a lot of information in there, especially if you're using that final product list. We recommend that you open these with Excel. Now here you can see all of the questions that are on the vendor application. It's a little hard to read right now, so what I'm going to do is make these a little bigger so that they're easier for me to read. This is a CSV, so I know that once I finish entering the data and save the file, the column size will shrink back to what it was before, but for now, this is helpful to me. Now I'm going to minimize this and move it over and bring up my sample vendor application. So you would likely have this on a paper worksheet, but I hope you understand the idea of me having it in a Word document. So now I'm going to show you a little bit about what this vendor application is and just clarify if you have any questions. So the name is the actual person, and the farm/business name is what we refer to as this vendor name, because you'll use that in a few other of our instruments. You also want to make sure that you get these vendor applications in before you enter any other data, because some other parts of your account, such as vendor sales slip, if you're not doing that confidentially, or vendor attendance, or central terminal tokens, will refer to vendor names that have already been logged into your account. So these are different locations that the vendor you might have. They might only have one, they might have three. If they have more than three, just do their three that they use the most. This information is important for a lot of your other sub-metrics that you'll get from other data you're entering. This is about certifications, owners. You'll notice we do these questions by percentage. So if 50% of your business is women-owned, that could be one of the two or two of the four, etc. And then the same for different ethnicities or races. If someone is, let's say, identifies as half Hispanic and half Asian American, then you had two owners, you could put 25% and 25% and 50% to the other owner. So it's about the overall percentage owned. So all of these columns would add up to 100. And then this is that product checklist if you chose these metrics, and they could just circle on there. This version of the vendor application is the longest possible because it would be if someone selected all of their metrics, all of the possible metrics in the vendor application. However, yours is likely shorter. And just know that if yours is shorter because you selected less of the metrics on the vendor application, know that on the online form, that's already customized to those metrics, but on these paper forms, someone from our customer service team will edit those for you. So let's go into translating this into our data entry template. So the vendor name is Appleseed Farm. The primary location, 1234, Apple Lane, Appletown, Wisconsin, 5371513. Second location, 1234 Orange Road, Orange Village, comma, Wisconsin, comma, 53707. And it's okay if it runs over a little bit. The CSV knows what column it's in. And then we'll just go to the owned acres, 50, 0, 30, 20, and I'm just pressing my tab key to go through these quicker. Fruits and vegetables, yes, and I can just leave these other ones blank, so just keep pressing that tab. Plants and flowers, yes. Skip, skip, skip. Now we're under certifications. Yes, organic. Yes, biodynamic. Owner 1 has been farming for 10 years. Owner 2 for 2. We have 2 total owners. 50% of them are women. 50% of them are white. And 50% of them are Black or African American. We have 1 under the age of 35, 10 seasonal workers, and 4 year-round workers, and we anticipate more workers. And then I just circled a few of these products that they could be selling, and similarly to how you've seen me enter this other data, you would just go through all of these, and you could just keep skipping until you see one that's correct, and then enter yes, and that would be perfectly fine. Again, remember, you can also do this on the online form. So now I'm going to save this. And I'm going to name it with the date to keep track of it, save it to my desktop, and make sure that it's saved as a CSV. And now I'm going to go back to my account and select upload data. Here we go. And again, sometimes this can take a little longer compared to our other instrument pages because it's going through all of those columns to update. And we could see here, this is the entry that I just put in. And because I had these addresses, the average miles from the market is calculated here. I used arbitrary zip codes, so the miles could be a little further. And then here's all of that other data that I entered. And again, you can use the CSV method, you can use the form that you fill out using their paper worksheets, you can use the link that you send to your vendors, you can use a combination of all of those. And that's how you enter vendor application data.